All right, hello everyone. How's everyone doing today? Good. That's what I hear. All right. So, like you're here today. Just want to let you know we're streaming live on Facebook, facebook.com/BRIDGEGOOD. And I am here to kind of loosen our muscles and get us warmed up, get ready for the presentation. So, if you guys can all do me a favor, can you please stand up? So, before I start, I just wanted to mention that I'm Devon Washington, and I've been breaking for 9 years. So this is a good way of how I calm my nerves and I get ready for something. So I want you guys to all begin with a soul clap on the beat. So it starts like this. Nice. All right, next. Y'all are natural. Y'all are natural. All right. Keep the claps going. Keep the claps going. I want you guys to try to do something. It's a breakdance step, fundamental. So what you're going to do is do it on the beats. It goes like this. Try it out, guys. Come on. Come on. Don't be shy. Come on. I'm here. Yeah. You guys are all made for the Olympics. Alright, I just want you guys to give a round of applause to yourselves. Just being here today, and obviously me forcing you guys to do that. So we're going to start off. I wanted to start off with Fook in Jamaica to kind of get us started settling. So yeah, Fook in Jamaica.
Hi, I'm Jamaica Scott, and this is my partner Fook, and we are part of the BRIDGEGOOD 2019 UX Apprentices. Thank you! Alright, so we're here to tell you everything wonderful that we've been doing this summer. Everything that we've been doing is going to be awesome. Hopefully you're going to enjoy the presentation. And here's Fook, and he's going to continue with us a little bit more.
Hello guys, my name is Fook Nguyen, and on the behalf of BRIDGEGOOD and all the apprentices, I just want to say thank you to all of our funders and community allies for believing in our mission to provide opportunity and digital literacy to under-resourced students, aspiring entrepreneurs, and job seekers. Jamaica and I will be presenting BRIDGEGOOD community, culture, and ecosystem. So what do we do here at BRIDGEGOOD? At BRIDGEGOOD, we offer our creative a free and responsive portfolio website. We also provide our creatives with access to exclusive events such as workshop and talks at companies such as Facebook, Google, and Twitter. We also provide our creative with paid work opportunities, and of course, we provide our creative with a chance to join the UX Apprenticeship that happens every summer. Overall, everything that we do at BRIDGEGOOD is to provide our creatives with opportunities to develop their professional development and increase their industry networking. So in 2018, we were able to reach schools within the Bay Area. However, in 2019, we were able to scale our impact and influence across beyond the Bay, reaching 51 schools across Northern California. So how do we do that? Thanks to our executive director, Sean Tai, and our program manager, Yudi Coco, for physically driving and visiting all 51 schools in 2019. And I'm proud to say that in 2019, we were able to add an additional 1,000 miles onto our journey to inspire students.
All right, so let me tell you a little bit about our designers. We have designers of all types. You've got UX designers. We've also got illustrators, traditional artists, multimedia directors, and we've also got graphic designers as well. Basically, whatever type of designer you have, BRIDGEGOOD can house you, and we'll give you a place to showcase your work, get feedback from professionals in the industry, and learn and develop your skills. So about the BRIDGEGOOD.com users. As you can see, we're actually pretty evenly distributed between male and female. The user group between the ages of 25 and 34 is the most active on the BRIDGEGOOD.com website. Not only do they log on the most often, but they also spend the most amount of time online as well. As for the apprentices, 5 out of 12 of us study fields outside of graphic design, and some of us even got majors in that. Take, for instance, Abby. Abby's been here in the United States for 3 years. She's from the Philippines, and she studied international tourism management. So more about the diversity of the UX apprentices for BRIDGEGOOD. 77% of our apprentices are non-male. In addition to that, 75% of us are people of color, and 70% of us are women of color. Obviously, I am one of such people. BRIDGEGOOD helps give a pipeline of diverse employable talent. And now, let me just tell you exactly how important that talent is, because minorities and women are underrepresented in the tech industry. Look at these figures right here. Terrible. At least 5% difference between the tech industry and the overall industry. Here at BRIDGEGOOD, they help give us the tools we need to succeed and bridge this gap between the industry and the overall industry.
So at the UX Design Apprenticeship that you're here today, so what is UX design or user experience design? UX design is the combination of both graphic design and human-computer interaction design that applies to products to enhance the customer desirability for the product. A UX designer is involved with the entire process of a product from acquiring to integrating the product, including aspects of branding, design, usability, and functionality. So to simply put it, UX designers make businesses more money by making their product more enjoyable for users. So according to statistics, UX designer makes 30% more than graphic designers because creativity, collaboration, and UX design are the top most desirable skills among employers within the creative tech industry today because the rise of web, mobile, and VR or virtual reality products are on the rise. And thanks to the BRIDGEGOOD UX program, all of the apprentices that you'll see today have developed and learned these skills that put us ahead of on upcoming UX designers. And lastly, all of us UX designer, more notable tasks and skills that we do on a daily basis include consulting with stakeholders to understand goals, create prototypes and wireframes, and other things. And to move on to my personal journey to where I'm at today, I started off at San Jose State, coming into college clueless with what I wanted to do. I was an undeclared student for my first 2 years of college, and but I always had this idea of I should do something related to engineering because my parents has always wanted me to do something like that because being Asian or Vietnamese, my parents, it's kind of like you gotta go into this or you're not gonna make any money, you're not gonna make money, to them. But when the time came to pick out a major, I decided to pursue graphic design because it was something that I was actually interested in and excited about. And I guess I went against my parents' word, and I hope they're not mad at me for that. But fast forwarding to my previous semester at San Jose State, BRIDGEGOOD came to our class to do a visit, and they presented what they're about. And they also told us about 2 amazing opportunities. First being the Inspired Oakland Billboard Design Competition and the UX Apprenticeship Design program. And at that moment, I knew that I had to take full advantage of the opportunities. So I entered the Billboard competition, which I did not place. However, I was lucky enough to get accepted into the apprenticeship, and I'm just super grateful for BRIDGEGOOD for allowing me the opportunity to learn more about what design is and what I can do with my design degree. Thank you.
And now we'll get a little bit into my personal story. I was one of those 5 BRIDGEGOOD apprentices that did not begin with a degree in design. Matter of fact, I was pursuing meteorology. I was learning calculus, chemistry, and physics. The best part of that degree is that I got to build the software that so we went and collected data on the field, right? So I got to build the software to analyze the data. That was my favorite part. So since that was my favorite part, I decided to get a degree in technology instead of meteorology. And that was great. It was really interesting. However, when I graduated, I didn't get the job I wanted. I ended up over here, not where I wanted to be. So I went back to Chabot. And that's where I met Sean and Yudi. They came to our school. That's pretty much how most of our story started. Sean and Yudi came to our school. And they told us about the Inspire Oakland Billboard competition. I didn't place either. And then they also told us about the UX apprenticeship. That got me super excited. So I applied for that, and luckily for me, I got in. So thank you for that. I'm super grateful for BRIDGEGOOD for that opportunity. And now I'm proud to say that I am part of that diverse pipeline of employable talent. All right, so let me also say that BRIDGEGOOD is super supportive. They give us an environment to nurture our skills and make them grow. They also give us real-world experience, and they also give us an opportunity to collaborate and network with industry professionals. The bottom line is that BRIDGEGOOD jumpstarts creative careers and changes lives. Here at BRIDGEGOOD, we went from students to friends to family. And speaking of family, we'll have Omar and Tin come up here next, and they're going to present the next section.
Hello, friends and funders. My name is Omar Sanada.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And we are here to talk to you about BRIDGEGOOD's history, our brands, and the UX apprenticeship that we are proud to be a part of. All right, let's start from the beginning. As many of you may know, BRIDGEGOOD was founded as Oakland Digital. In 2009, our nonprofit organization started with only $300 out of Oakland's first Presbyterian church, and where we conducted our first trainings. In 2010, we held our very first Inspire Oakland Billboard competition to create, including creatives from all over the Bay Area, to promote a positive image of Oakland that unites and inspires its diverse population. In 2011, Oakland Digital helps 50 small businesses by providing marketing and communications, as well as providing under-resourced job seekers by giving them technological skills needed to gain employment. In 2012, Google becomes a technology and community partner, the first for Google in the city of Oakland. This established our brands, credibility, as well as trust in the tech world. In 2013, the Clorox Company and Twitter launched new programs and initiatives with Oakland Digital, also by teaching thousands of design students, nonprofits, and small businesses. In 2014, the Oakland Digital started its first UX apprenticeship, where it has evolved from digital marketing to UX and UI design. In 2015, the mayor of Oakland proclaimed the 17th of July to be Tech Inclusion Day in the honor of Oakland Digital and its important work in the digital equity divide. In 2016, lead supporter Google.org and growth partner Golden State Warriors Community Foundation fund Oakland Digital to give us BRIDGEGOOD.com. This was the year that BRIDGEGOOD was born. rapid transit projects in Fruitville, Oakland to increase impact, as well as providing 70 Spanish-speaking small businesses with graphic design and digital education. In 2018, BRIDGEGOOD partnered with Kaiser Permanente, providing design and marketing for nonprofits, as well as design workshops for students by Real-Time Oakland. And in 2019, this year, the Augmented Reality Virtual Reality Tour Creator Program was funded thanks to Google.org. Through this, students were able to gain knowledge and have access to immersing technology as well as hardware. The best part about this program is that it not only increased the revenue of small businesses, but it built their online presence. Another good thing about the AR/VR program is that it was led by former Inspire Oakland students and apprentice Nishant Malhotra.
Hi. BRIDGEGOOD is a transform. It helps transform lives, and we heard about Nishant's story. As a student to leading a program funded by Google, and his journey is illustrated. It's followed by this illustration, and I remember my first VIP event at Twitter. It was very exciting, and from networking and connecting, students can learn hard and soft skills from learning confidence, from confidence skills and networking. BRIDGEGOOD will give them a meaningful career. Since Oakland Digital has positively impacted the Bay Area, we have rebranded as Oakland Digital, as BRIDGEGOOD, and we are proud to say our 10-year impact, or 10-year anniversary. Yeah. To date, we have helped over 7,000 students, entrepreneurs, and local businesses, and nonprofit. And we also have boosted the economy by $5.8 million. And here is BRIDGEGOOD.com. It's a web application that helps scales our work virtually. And you will hear more about it during the event this evening. And what's most impressive that every creative here is on this platform. And this is BRIDGEGOOD. It's a nonprofit organization that is a community design studio that is a community design studio that connects Bay Area students to professional growth, which focus on creative work, digital divided work, and help local businesses. And you can find more on BRIDGEGOOD.org. And I really like the atmosphere of the studio. As you can see, everyone's happy. And this is my journey. BRIDGEGOOD has been a major part of my journey, and I first started learning graphic design 2 years ago. I at Cal State East Bay. Ever since then, I became a photographer for the main school events, and I also learned my experience as a graphic designer for one of the biggest organizations at our school, which is called Associate Student Government. And I first learned about BRIDGEGOOD from my professor, Janet Green. And within BRIDGEGOOD, I learned to overcome my struggles, become confident, and gain different set of skills like design thinking and user experience. And thanks to BRIDGEGOOD, I am now a member of a design community, and I gain a professional network of 0 to 1,000 within 3 months, thanks to BRIDGEGOOD. Yeah.
The BRIDGEGOOD User Experience Apprenticeship is a 14-week workforce development experience. Over 60 students and job seekers apply annually, and up to 15 creatives are accepted from around the Bay Area. This opportunity is free for students, made possible thanks to the funding by our funders. And we can't wait to tell you about all of the amazing things that we've done this summer. Over the course of the 3 months, we have participated in design work sessions alongside with tech professionals from companies such as Google, Salesforce, Twitter, US Bank, and Walmart Labs. We operate as a full-service tech company. We are taught the industry standard tools in our field, and we use those experiences and skills to push our product, BRIDGEGOOD.com. Each apprentice will leave with an improved resume, new portfolio pieces, and the experience of creating and shipping a product. For those who don't know, we are simply publishing our creations that we make. Since our very first cohort in 2014, a lot of impact has been made since then. The 2014 to 2015 cohorts focused on digital equity training, as well as empowering small businesses. From 2016 to 2018, they focused on launching and developing BRIDGEGOOD.com. They also used the immersive skills that they learned to refine and increase the number of features that they had. And in 2019, we focused on user experience and user interface, as well as design thinking and design sprints, so we could redesign all 9 key features from our platform. Designing for social good is what BRIDGEGOOD is all about. Each apprentice has at least 200 working hours over the summer. That means over 2,500 combined work hours are dedicated into improving the experiences of over 8,000 users on BRIDGEGOOD.com. We are truly creating a product for students and job seekers to succeed. And to go deeper into what we did until those 14 weeks, Duran and Christy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Duran Gopi.
And I'm Christy Hu.
And we are going to cover fundamentals and educational innovation. So first, we got to start with educational innovation. And educational innovation starts with campus outreach. Campus outreach is the primary method of giving BRIDGEGOOD exposure. Most, if not all, the apprentices here discovered BRIDGEGOOD through campus outreach. While most of this manifests itself in the form of our director and or staff visiting the campuses, it goes beyond just that. Yes, they may initially come to the campuses, but the students and instructors that hear them will then go out and talk to other students and instructors. And then those people will talk to those people, and then maybe someone will hear about BRIDGEGOOD, look them up on Google, or someone hears of a really cool design studio in Oakland and goes to visit. So it becomes a very multifaceted process of discovery, which is really cool. Well, yeah. So the innovation comes from the fact that BRIDGEGOOD as an organization fulfills a desire to further education beyond academia. And this takes the form of BRIDGEGOOD constructing teaching environments in addition to explaining their mission. So as soon as the students leave that outreach, they not only learn about BRIDGEGOOD, but they also have an in-depth knowledge about design careers and are able to take immediate action towards obtaining those careers. For example, through the existence of our platform. But this is only one perspective. A more internalized look at this outreach and this innovation is best told through Christy's journey.
Hi, I'm Christy again. I have been in the United States for 3 years, and I'm proud to be the first in my family to go to college. It was challenging for me to discover my path to success, since my parents didn't have the resources and knowledge to assist my college education. I was anxious to start building a portfolio and did not have any professional experience. When BRIDGEGOOD came to me, I was very excited because they have the resources and access to the industry. I took advantage of Inspire Oakland Billboard competition and constantly showcase my class project on BRIDGEGOOD.com. My enthusiasm and determination led me to become a BRIDGEGOOD apprentice. Now, I'm more confident and comfortable to start a meaningful professional journey. BRIDGEGOOD teaches me knowledge beyond basic software skills such as research, participate in critiques, and solve complex problems in the design process.
Hello again. So for the first 4 weeks, we were taught fundamental design skills. So here's what we learned. So day one, the very first task we had to complete was get a piece of furniture in the studio and conduct research on it, but at the same time create a presentation that emulated its corresponding website. In order to do this, we received an introduction to CSS, where we used it to perform research on the website's interface and find exact specifications of elements on the site that we're able to translate later into our presentation. So for example, if we wanted to find the color of the background, the specific text sizes, sizes of the images, etc. Additionally, we got to present the work, and that gave us exposure to not only presentation but critique as well. So we were able to learn how to present in public spaces and also learn about how we could provide suggestions to make our content better. Next slide. Okay, so the following 3 to 4 weeks, we learned about design principles. I'm sure the designers in this room already know what we have up here, but for those of you that don't, these are the laws of Gestalt. In short, the laws of Gestalt are principles that talk about the arrangement of elements that will be understood as visual unity. And with the instruction of Danny Nomura, we were able to construct these laws in a visual representation. That was actually easier said than done, given that these laws are very inherent in all the designers' work. We often implement a lot in one thing we create. So the real challenge here was to distill just one element into a visual representation. And on top of that, we also learned about color theory and typography. We also learned how to ideate very quickly. Our primary method of doing that was through Crazy Eights. With Crazy Eights, we were given a time ranging from about 4 to 8 minutes, and in that time we had to create 8 rapid visualizations of whatever topic we were designing for. It was really frustrating in the beginning, but with time we got very comfortable with it, very used to it, and we were able to brainstorm better, we would be able to design more efficiently, and the clock actually became our best friend. In addition to our working environment, BRIDGEGOOD also constructed a learning environment through skill shares. About each week we had to, an apprentice would present a skill of their choosing for about a half hour or so. 2 of those skills we learned in the first couple of weeks turned out to be the most applicable to the work we did in the future. Starting with how to redesign a website landing page. Coincidentally, this was the most directly linked to our work in the future, and it allowed us to familiarize ourselves with analyzing and altering website interfaces. Secondly, we also learned how to create a storyboard, and this was very helpful in our conceptual stage, as we were able to take our ideas and concepts and break them down into a step-by-step process. All of what we learned was very instrumental to our work. With the help of the BRIDGEGOOD staff, our mentors, and each other, we were able to create not just our main products, but a number of other projects and assets as well. So now that you've known what we learned, here's what we do.
So first, BRIDGEGOOD help us understand our stage. Apprentices create our personal mood board, scenes, and image that inspire us. The goal of the mood board is to understand our taste and develop a professional design style. As you can see here, different mood boards from 12 apprentices all have their different, unique feelings and aesthetics. Secondly, BRIDGEGOOD also help us build confidence. We were tasked with illustrating fellow apprentices. We spent an hour looking at each other closely and practice portrait sketching. The example shown here is Shelby and I illustrate each other. It is a great practice for us to see and know each other closely and showcase different illustration style. This exercise contributes to team friendship and reduce our social gap. BRIDGEGOOD has a deep history in Oakland and has been awarded many honors by the city and mayors. Apprentices learn about the history and culture of BRIDGEGOOD. In fact, our organization has been recognized 5 holidays proclaimed by the mayors of Oakland for raising awareness of technology, social media for business, and helping low-income citizens. Creating digital flyers was a great way for us to learn about BRIDGEGOOD while designing for social good. BRIDGEGOOD also taught us the importance of branding and marketing. On the second day of apprenticeship, we designed email signature. We did our first crazy sketches, gave constructive feedback, and refined sketches based on feedback, present the final design, and finally voted on the email signature to use. So, congrats Haley. What seemed like a small task was complex, need full team participation, and exciting. We also designed business cards to represent our work and the organization. So, dozens of concepts were created, and there was constructive feedback and discussion. Ultimately, we voted on Omar's geometric design. It was an honor for Omar to see his design printed and be used by the team. It is also the first professional business card for most of our team. What an accomplishment! also BRIDGEGOOD design for merchandise. The t-shirt we are wearing now is designed by Fook. All apprentices create several concepts, but Fook has a love for apparel design and wanted to show the importance that Oakland has for BRIDGEGOOD. That's why we feature the oak tree inside the BRIDGEGOOD icon. We are proud to celebrate the 10 years with community impact, success, and love with this t-shirt. So, the first user experience and user interface activity we did was creating the BRIDGEGOOD assets. We inspect our website, BRIDGEGOOD.com, to collect all elements, including colors, textile, buttons, icons, and more. We split into 4 groups, and each team member has a specific role: UX, UI, comms, and team lead. Here is the assets collected by Haley, Keon, Jamaica, and I. This is a great transition from the design fundamentals to the world of user experience and user interaction.
Hello again. So we accomplished quite a bit in our time here, but that wouldn't be possible without our tools, because our tools are fundamental to our work. So here's what we use. As you can see here, we have a tech stack. And the tech stack is essentially the anatomy of our platform. None of what we designed or prototyped could actually become a product without it. So, starting from top left, we have Ruby on Rails. Ruby on Rails is used for our back-end development. To the right of that is AngularJS, and that's used for our front-end development. PostgreSQL is our database. Bitbucket is used for code or pushing code. That's basically where all code lives, and our administrators can regulate it there before it actually goes to the site. Heroku, that's the host for the site. That's where it all lives. Atom is our text editor of choice for code. Amazon S3 holds all of our images and all of our icons that are used on the site utilized Google materials.
So, here are the software we use for our apprenticeship as the industry standard and used in the tech world. As creatives, we use the Adobe Xd. Therefore, our product manager selected Adobe Xd as our primary software for wireframes and prototypes. We also explore Marvel for paper prototyping as introduced to us from our friends at Salesforce. Constant communication is important to ensure efficiency. So our communication software includes Slack and Trello. It helps us keep track of our progress, stay on top of tasks, and seamless teamwork. Our organization is built with Google Apps. We use Google Drive to store project files. Share project file with teammates is the most efficient way to access your file across multiple devices. To record our amazing and detailed apprenticeship journey, we post our reflection on LinkedIn. We use this platform to connect with professionals during the site visits, work session, and share our takeaways with fellow students and record our career journey.
Hello one more time. Now what we're about to show you next is the culmination of our education. All the software, skills, and even history has led us to this point, to this process, to this execution, to this platform. You've already seen what made the UX designer, so now it's time to see the UX design. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BRIDGEGOOD. Here's Abby and Christina.
Hello everyone, my name is Abigail Tulalian, UX designer, and this is my partner.
Hi everyone, my name is Kristina Kolesnikova and I'm a UX designer.
And today we will talk about our professional development with BRIDGEGOOD and why we choose design as a career.
During our UX apprenticeship, we had 7 exclusive design work sessions at companies such as Google, Salesforce, Adobe, Walmart, US Bank, Kaiser, and Gensler. Before UX apprenticeship, as students, we lacked self-confidence, guidance, professional network, paid projects, real-world experience, UX and product design knowledge, as well as access to tech resources. The opportunity to participate in those design work sessions and work alongside professionals helped us greatly to overcome these obstacles.
Before we discuss all this lesson learned from BRIDGEGOOD opportunities, did you know that the building in you're right now is where BRIDGEGOOD creatives do work and actual projects? This whole summer, we do weekly critiques and feedback. The Google community space has given BRIDGEGOOD an access to this cutting-edge facility since 2018. BRIDGEGOOD was selected in the pilot program, and we are very grateful for it. Thank you, Google, for your partnership.
Our first design work session was at Google in Mountain View, where we were introduced to design sprint process with the design sprint master, Evan Harms. We also did one-on-one mentorship with UX designers from Google. Besides that, we had a design sprint activity where we brainstormed on new features for BridgeGood.com platform. We went to our second design work session at Salesforce. And at Salesforce, we met designers, researchers, and strategists that introduced us to design thinking methodology, which is a process, but also a mindset. They told us about their experiences and how they got into design. At the end of the day, we also did an activity where we generated ideas and built prototypes on how to make trip planning and coordination easier. Our third design work session was at Adobe. Can you imagine we actually got to learn Adobe Xd from a co-creator, Talim Wadsworth? And it was a great experience. Talim introduced us to this amazing tool where he walked us through the various functions of Xd. Also, he explained each tool within the software. And we thought what was pretty cool about Xd is you can create interactive prototypes and share it with different teams. So you can see how the flow would go, which is really, really helpful. We had our fourth design work session at Walmart, where we had a great opportunity and were super lucky to meet 3 design teams at Walmart, such as Jet.com, Voodoo, and Walmart. We also had a great one-on-one mentorship with UX designers from Walmart. Besides that, we learned what it's like to be designer and engineer at the same time from Chris Norman. Our 5th design work session was at US Bank. And at US Bank, we learned how to do sketching, wireframing, and designing prototypes from Alex Long, who is a designer at US Bank.
In Kaiser Permanente, we learned human-centered design with their product lead, Jeff Hall. They taught us how to reframe, understand, imagine, and also building and testing for human-centered design. At Gensler, Douglas Widnibble, design director of Gensler Architecture firm, shared his inspirational stories and what's his everyday life as a designer. He shared his inspiration and why he lasted over the last 30 years in design. Gensler has a huge impact in the world. They made a lot of famous buildings, of some which you may know, which is, for example, is Chase Center, Warrior's New Home. After all those site visits, we gained working knowledge in tech and design, gained real-world experience, and built our technical and career skills, established a professional network. This whole internship, we were mentored to design for social good, products to help other students, that cultivated and built lifelong friends and professional colleagues. Who's in this room is a graphic designer or studying graphic design? Please raise your hand. Great! Did you guys know that according to ZipRecruiter.com, here is the annual salary for entry-level graphic designer and web designer? This whole summer, we are focused in user interface and user experience. And during our research, we discovered that UX UI designer is triple with annual salary of an entry level. Mind-blowing. And now, we will talk about why BRIDGEGOOD matters to us.
BRIDGEGOOD matters to me because it gave me the opportunity to be a part of their family and walk through this journey together with them. During the summer, I had a tremendous support as well as a great experience and help from my mentors and my fellow apprentices. Being originally from Russia and moving here 8 years ago with my parents, I had a great experience with how I transformed as a person. And we first lived in New Jersey, and I wanted to major in business management, but when we moved to California, I realized that I learned about tech industry and how it's popular over here, so I decided to pursue my career in design. And because design, I like the creative aspect of it all the time, and my parents never had a direct career path for me, like they never wanted a specific career path, so they always gave me a freedom to make my own decisions. And opportunity to meet BRIDGEGOOD and be a part of them is so dear to me. Be able to go to all these design work sessions at the companies that are known worldwide and meet all these design professionals, network with them, learn from their experiences is such a special opportunity that's not available to lots of folks out there. And I'm a very proud BRIDGEGOOD creative, and I'm very appreciative of everything that came across my way. Thank you so much, BRIDGEGOOD.
BRIDGEGOOD matters to me. BRIDGEGOOD matters to me because 3 years ago, I was in my home country, which is the Philippines, and I have a different career path, which is international tourism management. But I know before in my heart that I really want to do design, but I don't know where to start. After meeting BRIDGEGOOD community, they helped the transition easy for me. My parents' cultural expectations are way, way different. They want me to be a doctor or a businesswoman, high salary, or own company. They told me art won't pay the bills. I agree and also disagree. After meeting all those professionals, leaders, speakers, and mentors, and experiencing all this real world in design, I realized I can rephrase that. Just art won't pay the bills. There's a lot of opportunities here in the United States, especially here in the Bay Area, which is technology is booming right now. That my country, Philippines, doesn't really offer that much because we are a third world country. Being here, standing in front of you guys right now, and being part of BRIDGEGOOD really helped me grow and really helped me with my design career path. Doing this apprenticeship, it helped my professional development, displaying our brand and our unique selves. As we go through our career path, we stand out by displaying who we are as designers, our own unique styles. And I am grateful for that. And thank you, everyone, for being here. And thank you, BRIDGEGOOD. I'm a proud member. BRIDGEGOOD! Thank you so much. And now, we will show Shelby and Kim what we did this whole summer internship, and this is our actual product. Thank you.
Hi, we are Shelby and Kim, and we're going to talk about BRIDGEGOOD's new and refined features and UX methodologies. So at the site visits, we were introduced to the methodologies at the heart of UX, and this is really the bulk of what we learned for the past 8 weeks and what we use to create the new features. Design sprints started by Google around 2010, and it's a methodology for starting with a design question and moving through these 5 phases to end up with a working prototype. So we used design sprints alongside the professionals at Google and Salesforce, and then we took this methodology back to the studio where we did design sprints around each one of the new features we wanted to create.
Understand is first phase of the design sprint. We run Salesforce mentor that understanding people is very important. We create the wisest questions and discover pain points. Then we pull out key insights and patterns. Competitive audit is analyzing or identifying strengths or weakness of the competitive services or products. This is user persona appreciate. Persona is a tool for building empathy and identify users' needs. We can see her personally goal, frustrations, and motivation. User journey this is a user journey through the BRIDGEGOOD website. This highlights key steps of the destination. This is our beautiful team member, Haley. Storyboard is helps to visualize user journey. How my way is framework design challenges to a design opportunity. For example, how might we improve feature projects or portfolio? Opinion mapping is group or categorizing based on the how might questions.
Once we had an understanding of the problem and the context, sketching was the next phase. So in the ideation phase, we use the double diamond method to first diverge and collect all the possible ideas, and then later converge on the best ideas. We learned that you are not your idea, and it's often harmful to be married to ideas, and that you often have to get out a number of generic ideas before the really creative ones start to come out. Crazy 8s was a timed sketching exercise that we used where you divide a piece of paper into 8 boxes and illustrate one new idea in every box. And this was a really great way to challenge ourselves to do multiple rounds of Crazy 8s to get out more ideas than we ever thought we had. And solution sketches were where we took the best ideas that came about in the rounds of Crazy 8s and developed these ideas even further.
Decide is next step. We converge best ideas. Once we laid out our sketches, we evaluate the concepts. Then we decide which idea is going to moving forward. Value proposition is how to identify need or problem. It also helps to finding output of the product.
Next up was prototyping, where we began to manifest our ideas into a real product. A wireframe is like a blueprint of the design where we laid out major areas of text and image in black and white. And the sketch is the lowest fidelity version of a prototype. From there, we went to digital prototyping in our software Xd, where we created high and medium fidelity prototypes. And they became more and more a representation of the real product. And we also learned the benefits of both. For instance, that high fidelity products look and feel more real to a user, but you can often get more targeted feedback from a low fidelity prototype without all the distracting elements of the UI.
Test is the last step of the design sprint. Based on the feedback of the team member and fellow designer, we test and iterate the process.
This is the really exciting part where we get to show what we actually created. So the unique part of being a BRIDGEGOOD apprentice was that we got to take products fully from ideation to shipped, or almost shipped, in about 14 weeks. And we also got to work directly with our engineer, Trump. We got to practice creating pixel-perfect mockups, creating our design ideas, and communicating them clearly, and then also at times compromising between what we had designed and what it was possible for Trump to create. So we came up with 9 new and refined features that are going to be live or are already live on the platform, and we're excited to show you.
We'd love to introduce our BRIDGEGOOD new homepage. We designed a homepage individually on team. Then we took the best part into the final design. This is our new BRIDGEGOOD homepage. We emphasize the word. These sections help to users guide to the testimonial. These sections, this beautiful illustration is help to the live user journey of the typical BRIDGEGOOD. This is a 4-page project by curated. User wanted to hope for more information is going to the BRIDGEGOOD.org and social media post. And this is our BRIDGEGOOD illustration. This connect open to the Google Office. YP event is for creating network and running professional skill. We improve the user interface for upcoming list and registration process. We also added BRIDGEGOOD team members for people who visit first time like the event. This is our beautiful VIP process. It starts with the illustrations that reflect companies that we visit. We have a upcoming project, upcoming event with different style, with different sizes. And this is the testimonial that people who visit. And these are the great companies that we visit. And this is the social media for BRIDGEGOOD. Then it's all the way to scroll to the top. Once we click, this is the Hoover for upcoming event. This is the descriptions of the Salesforce site visit. We also have how many seats opens available and here too. Social media, this is a registration. And users can just simply register and they can release a seat if they can make a point. And this is process for people who didn't complete the profile. We would love to introduce the portfolio. We changed a lot. We changed user interface for layout. We wanted to create a clear and minimalistic layout for portfolio, and we also highlighted feature project, and we also showed for initial stage of the design process. This is a new design for BRIDGEGOOD portfolio. First page, we have a feature project. And once you start to scroll, top navigation bar appear because this helps to people who donate or hire the creative. And this is the Hoover. And once you click the feature project, it has a description. And it scrolled to 4 initial stages for final design. This is select feedback. User can see which software they use it, and they can rating. And once they like it, they can like it.
So we found that creatives were looking to see a success story from someone who had gone from being a BRIDGEGOOD creative to working as a professional in the design field. So we created this expanded success story, which is Erica's journey from being a former BRIDGEGOOD apprentice to finally working as a designer at Salesforce, and her advice to fellow creatives. This is a testimonials page, which is a completely new feature where we highlighted quotes from creatives on how BRIDGEGOOD has influenced their creative journey. This is the dashboard section, which formerly creatives weren't really using, so we really had to brainstorm how to make the dashboard more attractive and useful. So we came up with new features like a summary of their portfolio views and statistics on their best performing projects. It also houses information about their past events, their full BRIDGEGOOD network, and any paid projects they've done on the site.
This is the onboarding feature. We highlight questions. We also added humor and less for not looks less overwhelming. This resume is second tab of the portfolio. We wanted to create consistencies between portfolio and resume. Rebranding is new feature for transition from Oakland Desert to BRIDGEGOOD.com.
This summer truly had an impact on each of our learning. Most of us went from having zero experience in UX to now having a working knowledge of the design sprint process. We got to take 9 products all the way from ideation to shipped or almost shipped. We got to work alongside design professionals, and we now have a strong knowledge and experience base to be hired in UX. So now that we've covered the impact on us individually in our UX learning, we'll pass it over to Haley and Devon to talk about BRIDGEGOOD's impact as a whole.
Hey everyone, hope you remember me. Okay, so as I said before, I'm Devon Washington.
I'm Haley Miller.
And today we will be talking about BRIDGEGOOD's impact, the success metrics, as well as the scaling. So diving into kind of the details into each category, when we mention BRIDGEGOOD impact, we're talking about empowering the community. When we're talking about the success metrics, we're showing our proof of action and the data behind that. And when we're talking about the scaling, we're providing content that shows how we're expanding our reach. So there are a number of ways that BRIDGEGOOD makes an impact within the community. But one of the primary ways to do that is by outreach of our schools. So BRIDGEGOOD goes to these different schools within these different school systems, and they talk about BRIDGEGOOD, the platform, as well as the BRIDGEGOOD mission. So when I mention the schools and the school systems, this includes community colleges, California State Universities, UCs, and private schools. But BRIDGEGOOD does target community college students because these tend to be the students that lack resources, as well as opportunities that these other school systems have. So when we talk about the number of students that we have impacted here at BRIDGEGOOD, it's kind of hard to visualize that number and conceptualize the impact we're making. So we wanted to show you this video to make that a little bit easier so you can see what we do when we outreach to these schools. applause. So, we were hoping that this video would show you just how many students' lives we're impacting. If you didn't know, 851 different schools and had a community involvement of 400 entries in the Inspire Oakland competition. Round of applause for that, please. If that isn't impact, I don't know what is. So I wanted to talk about my personal journey with BRIDGEGOOD and how they impacted my life. So I'm a student at San Jose State University, and just like a lot of students coming up, they don't know what they're doing with their degree. They're just kind of doing it just to do it. I dabbled a little bit into UX, and I was kind of doing that at the time, but I had no real guidance or direction. I was just kind of doing it to be more, I don't know, active in what I was trying to pursue. And it wasn't until Sean and Yudi came to my classroom and they talked about the BRIDGEGOOD platform as well as the BRIDGEGOOD mission. One thing that resided with me that Sean said was that majority of students that graduate with a design degree can't find a job. I didn't want to be like that. It made me ambitious, it made me hungry, it made me anxious. So I decided to enter into the Inspire Oakland Awards, which I am proud to announce that I was one of the first CSU students that placed within the top 18. So I'm very happy about that. Yeah, so I was able to place actually in the top 6, and I got myself a billboard. And this boosted my confidence tenfold. I went for the apprenticeship, and I was lucky enough to land that. After that, the rest was history. I'm a proud UX apprentice at BRIDGEGOOD, and a proud BRIDGEGOOD community member. Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my journey to BRIDGEGOOD. So I recently graduated from Chico State with a degree in business. As I was finishing up my degree, I was looking around and everybody was a lot more passionate about what they were doing than I was. So I decided, all right, let's change that. So I was like, what am I passionate about? Well, I'd always come back to design and painting and all of that. But I was very frustrated with my lack of hard skills. I mean, left to my own devices, I couldn't download the Creative Cloud, let alone design on Photoshop and Illustrator. So I decided to enroll in Laney College in an Intro to Photoshop class. And on my first day, I saw the Inspire Oakland art on the walls. I was like, wow, like who is this BRIDGEGOOD letting students put their art on billboards? It blew my mind. So when the time came to enter our submissions and do our work for the competition, I was all about it. I was like, I'm going to spend so much time on this. I'm going to do my YouTube videos of Photoshop and get it done. So luckily, I was placed top 8 and got my billboard, which is very exciting and was huge for me because I finally viewed myself as a designer. So it gave me the confidence I needed to go for the apprenticeship and be where I am now. All right, so as you know, this apprenticeship has been hugely transformative for all of us. We have a community now where we're all learning and making mistakes and supporting each other, which is great for me because I got daily lessons from Kiyoung at Illustrator, which is great, thank you. But yeah, it's just been amazing for us to have each other to fall back on and to learn from. All right, so we are very proud to have our BRIDGEGOOD creatives as well as past apprentices working at these amazing companies like YouTube, Apple, Etsy, all the above. So it's huge for us to have our creatives succeeding in the workforce like this because it only grows our community and our network. So now we have kind of an inside look at what it's like to work at Google or Apple, which is a very rare experience. All right, so to talk a little bit about the platform metrics. So back in 2016 when BRIDGEGOOD was launched, our 3-year goal was to reach 2,500 users. So as you can see, we've nearly tripled that, which is awesome. And creatives love the platform because their work is copywritten, which is key, and everyone has equal access to the paid projects that are posted to earn some money and to come to VIP events like this one. Yeah, and not only creatives, but businesses can take advantage of BRIDGEGOOD and grow their company and hire us. Okay, so BRIDGEGOOD measures their success and return on investment in 4 ways. So are our community college students going on to 4-year educations? Are they obtaining paid internships? Are they doing freelance work to make a livable wage? And are they able to get entry-level and director roles? So altogether, BRIDGEGOOD has had an ROI of $4.7 million, which is great if you look at it from the perspective, well, any perspective, but especially of them taking creatives who have no experience in anything and developing them into contributors back to society, back to the community, designing for social good.
So, BRIDGEGOOD. BRIDGEGOOD is growing in so many different ways you cannot imagine. But with this being said, our need for resources are growing as well. So, like I said, BRIDGEGOOD is growing, and here's one of the ways. One of these ways is there's a lot more contribution, there's a lot more intentiveness within our VIP events and just in general our community. For example, just this past Inspire Oakland student finale, the amount of attendees quintupled, which just says so much what we're doing for the community and how much we're growing. Next, our need for resources, our need for more engineers, our need for more everything, just talented people we need to be a part of. Right now we have an engineering capacity of 2 who have developed, created, and established 9 different features, which is amazing, with just 2 people. But imagine how much we can accomplish with more. Next, we're seeking certification of the BRIDGEGOOD UX Apprenticeship. And by doing this, this ultimately allows our graduates to have an easier time finding jobs within these companies that would certify the program.
All right, so you've heard about how the apprenticeship takes our UX skills from 0 to 100, but now what? So I'm sure everybody in this room knows how taxing it is to try to look for a job, especially in a creative field, and what an emotional roller coaster that could be. So how much better would it be if you had a program or an incubator to help you along the way? All right, so Andraj, who is here today, was very interested in this journey to find a job for BRIDGEGOOD apprentices in particular. So you're done with the program. What are the pain points? What are the struggles you feel when you're trying to find a job? The apprenticeship gave us all the hireable skills we need, but you know there's still a little bit of struggle to find a job, as there would be anytime. All right, so Andraj worked with BRIDGEGOOD creatives to figure out just this, like what points of this journey are creatives needing a little help or needing some aid. And with all the research done, they developed an incubator that gives you mentorship, resume and portfolio review whenever you need it, and guided working sessions. So just imagine, it takes a few months to find a job and you have weekly visits to just help you and keep you motivated and less frustrated. So thank you. And we're hoping to fundraise $150,000 to get this off the ground in 2020.
All right. In addition to the BRIDGEGOOD platform growing, expanding, I'm excited to announce that the physical space in our office is growing as well. Can we get a round of applause for that? So this is the current view of what the office looks like. So this is, we currently reside in 1218 and 1224 on Harrison Street, 1,400 square footage of office space. We call this place our home because it's centrally located by the BART station, easily accessible to all students within the Bay Area, and just a bike ride away from Lake Merritt. Now, bike rides, let's talk about the bike rides because this is the BRIDGEGOOD way. This is our culture. This is a time we can get away from the work, we can sit back and really appreciate each other's company. In addition to that, we get to ride around the city of Oakland, and we get to really appreciate and encompass what our culture is like around us. So, without further ado, I'd like to invite somebody to talk more about the expansion of our office, as well as the BRIDGEGOOD vision. Proud to say, a fellow San Jose State University alumni. And when I met this guy, he was just this super animated, passionate, yet chill guy, and I wanted to be a part of that. I really respected him a lot, and I still respect him to this day, of course. without further ado, our Executive Director and Product Lead at BRIDGEGOOD, Sean Tai.
Wow. Round of applause for Haley and Yvonne. So I definitely want to say thanks. If you're an instructor, can you raise your hand, please? Yes, one instructor. What's up with the teachers, man? But I want to say thank you to all the 50 plus teachers that participated. I want to say thank you to all the parents. If you're a proud parent, raise your hand. Yes. Like finally, I know what my daughter or son was doing for the past 3 months. So thank you. I also want to shout out Victor C., who's a BRIDGEGOOD creative. I didn't know who he was. I went on BRIDGEGOOD and loved his illustrations, and I clicked hire, and he created this. People do say I look a little Latino. So I'm full Asian. That's correct. That's correct. And I also wanted to say thank you to 2 very important people as well. I mean, shout out to my mom who's not here, but I want to bring up Yudi and Marcus, if that's possible. Round of applause for Yudi and Marcus. Y'all can hang out with me as I'm presenting, because you do everything else anyway. So, but Yudi's been a part of the BRIDGEGOOD family for 4 years. First as a student, and then now full-time as a program manager. And Marcus also was a Cal State East Bay student that we met, now working at BRIDGEGOOD as well. So we really represent the students. We really do what we say. And I'll be honest, I think we're the best nonprofit in the world. Round of applause for that. I just wanted them to get a second to say how they feel about 10 years in the game before we move on to a little bit of the vision, and then we close with some networking. But let's start with Marcus, and then we'll get to you.
Oh man, you see, you guys had time first. Did not see this coming. I will just say that, you know, I wasn't around for like the hiring or the recruiting for you guys, but you know, this whole 3 months really felt like, you know, a month at least has passed by. I really enjoyed it, you know, being from one end of the spectrum, being in your shoes, and now seeing it from the flip side, being a facilitator for the apprenticeship, and you know, just seeing how I could contribute in what I learned and over the years, and you know, shared it with you guys. It's a real surreal experience, and I guarantee you, not many folks, you know, are like myself, where I get to be fortunate enough to, you know, immediately finish school. Hi, Mira. Literally finish school and automatically start paying it back. So I really am enjoying it. I always enjoy it, and yeah, thanks so much for being here, you guys.
Okay, so if you know Sean, you knew he was gonna do this to us. Speak on spot without script. I can say so much about this program itself, but all I could say at this point is I'm very honored and lucky to say that getting this curriculum going and getting it from start to process and then seeing it executed and seeing the success with the students is just amazing, and it's a pleasure. And this is one of the reasons why I've been working with this nonprofit, because I can see the impact directly in the students. And I mean, it's been 10 years, and we hope to grow it even more. Right?
And then we also have the first BRIDGEGOOD baby, right?
My second baby, but the first BRIDGEGOOD baby.
Thank you, Yudi. Thank you, Marcus. I also I see a lot of partnered companies, Kaiser Permanente, Twitter, London's a champion, and there's so many great people in the audience, Andres and Chris from Walmart Labs, and but it really is about the students. It's really about the apprentices, and the greatest thing that I think about our team is like we don't recruit based on anything other than like, are you cool? Like, do you want to learn? And if you are, it doesn't matter what you look like, you're a part of the squad. So one more round of applause for these wonderful apprentices. And I've been very lucky to have a lot of friends in the tech industry. And I can tell you, what these apprentices accomplished in 3 months, any of them should get hired immediately, because you saw the product they did. The product is like 5 times better, and it's all because of the drive, the enthusiasm, and I'm so proud of them. I really am very, very proud of all of them. So one round of applause for the apprentices. So as many of you know, we looked around at different cities to go to, and to be honest, there was nothing better than Oakland. And so the board, we looked at Pittsburgh, Richmond, Stockton, all these places. But ultimately, we just really had to stay in Oakland because of the central location, the swag, everything about Oakland we love. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna double up. 3,000 square feet, and this is our vision for 2020. BRIDGEGOOD Design Studio. And you know, it definitely takes teamwork to make the Amira. Teamwork to make the, yes sir. Round of applause for teamwork makes the dream work. And what we really want to do with this is showcase more student artwork, have more open labs, let more students work out of there, because people don't have access to technology, right? So we really want to do that. BRIDGEGOOD Design Studio. Who's been to Chase Center, by the way? All the apprentices yet. So we are funded by the Golden State Warriors Community Foundation. And this guy right here, Noah, is the lead photographer for all of the Warriors events, friends with Clay and Steph and everything. So we had the opportunity, the apprentices, to go to Chase Center, which was this week. It's crazy, 2 days ago. But what I really love about this is we were all sitting outside, and Noah comes up to me and says, man, Sean, how do I get involved with BRIDGEGOOD? I was shocked because he came all the way out and said, I want to be involved with BRIDGEGOOD. And this is a true story, and they can tell you this is a true story. And he says, what do I need to do? I said, you just got to come through. Like, honestly, just do whatever you want. And he said, I want to teach photography. I want to get them in the studio, tell them how to do batch photo processing, and just amazing guy. And the coolest thing that he said, when I said, what is the one piece of advice you give to the students? Kyung, we're almost through, man. You don't got to yawn, man. Sorry. But he said, be dope. Whatever you do, be dope. And I think that that's just such a BRIDGEGOOD thing. It's like, whatever you do, be dope. And so I want to shout out Noah. I think we look pretty cool there too. And this photo was my favorite, because as we were sitting looking at this probably multi-billion-dollar project, one of the apprentices, and I forget who it was, I think it was Shelby or Haley, said, Sean, it's amazing to look up at that building. And we're partnered with Warriors and Adobe. So this multi-billion-dollar project, 2 of those groups support us. So if that's not inspirational, and if that doesn't teach you that you got to go out there and just go for it, what is? You know, so round of applause for inspiration, y'all. And I really love this photo, and it's just it's a representation of where BRIDGEGOOD is with vision. It's like, that's what we want to do, is partner with the best companies in the world. Last but not least, a plug. November 12th is our fundraiser, inspirationawards.com, or talk to UDI, and we do fundraise. You know, everything here was free to the student. Typical programs like this cost anywhere from $7,500 to $15,000. So we offer this all for free to the student. Round of applause for that, by the way. So we do sell tickets to go here. We're honoring the head of Adobe Giving. The head of Jasmine is being honored that night as well. Raise your hand, Jasmine. She's being honored that night. Head of Giving for Twitter, London's friend Carl, is being honored as well. And then we just found out we're honoring the head of Wells Fargo Giving. So 10 years, November 12th, at Twitter headquarters. So thank you, Twitter, for hosting it. Twitter, thank you. And that's about it. I appreciate you. Thank you. Be dope. Be dope. Be dope. All right. Thank y'all.